Hey there, hope you're doing good. We are continuing with our Futurecam refactoring. Today we'll start with this task. Remove the get and get low noise settings. Alright, here we are. Let's close all these files and start with a blank canvas. So in some languages like Java, it is not odd to use get for a getter like get age or get first name or get last name. That's not the case in iOS. Unless it's an asynchronous getter. I don't think is as earlier I'm using the online version of VS Code. Okay, here it is. It just returns a value. It returns a tuple, but still, if you ignore the complicated code, there are a whole bunch of if conditions. Finally, it returns two values. So there is no reason for it to have a get in it. Adhere to the conventions of your programming language. And more importantly, the conventions that you have followed in your code. Let's see what else is there named get. Now you can see some. Okay, let's fix this. In fact, even the change we made, never mind. This could be a, so first step is to remove get. The second step is to make it a property. So this is a computed property. It looks like a function. It looks like a variable, but when you read it, this code executes. It's not a stored property, which is a traditional variable. It's just more natural to use. You don't need to use a parenthesis. Let's look at the diffs. This is made into a property. So is the underlying one at the call site. No, this is not that concept. Different concept. This is for low noise setting. In this call site, we remove the parentheses. There we are. Let's see what else is there. We need to use a regex for this. Func dot star get. Yeah, this is async error. But it's odd. It should take a callback or something. So this is actually not a getter. We need to fix this. Okay, we'll just put this on hold. We'll see if then let's put it to do. That is what it does. Because this one, it's just querying the OS to see if the user has given us permission to show notifications. You know, when you open an app, it says this app can show you notifications, allow, deny, that's the one. Oh, it matched the GET target. Yeah, I think get is it's not really a getter because it's allocating a buffer from the pool. This also should be. Okay, let's just go with get last value first and get average. There's again an inconsistency. It says print vals. In general, don't use this shortcut, spell it out. Print values. And if it is val here, why is it not val here? Right? So keep it consistent. So Swift has this weird syntax where you use an arrow for functions and colon for properties. When you change it, remember to change that. We can go back to the search later first. Can I do a new search here? Oh, get last. Yeah, I think that's what. Get last way. Is get last value never used? Hmm. Okay. I hope it's not a VS Code thing. Just to be extra sure, I'll search. Yeah. Oh, great. We can even remove this function. Get average is the next one. Okay, it is used here. Last exposures of device dot. This is the diff. This is also the type of a give pool. Given. Maybe I made the typo. Okay, so where are we? Get last. So what is this last exposures dictionary? Yeah, it maps to a fixed by 4 array. This is not really a getter. This is iOS convention. This invokes the callback to give the asset track because it has to be loaded asynchronously. Here, iOS convention states that you should indeed use get. Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can add an overloaded operator to index into it. You can see about that later. This is again another valid use of a get. All these are fine. This one should be get pixel buffer, create pixel buffer. What words can we use? Allocate, make pixel buffer. You get a buffer from a pool. If I say create or make, it sounds like a new object is being created. Whereas here an existing object may be used, but it also may create a new one. What is this member of core image bufferer? No, it's not a member of, it's a global function, is it? It's not good. This is taken care of. Yeah, let's just look at the diffs we have and commit them. This one we don't need to stage. Yeah, let's tackle this as well. It's not that hard, there's just a couple of options. What does this do? Okay, this receives notifications through Apple push notifications. Okay, I guess we can do it asynchronously. Like we don't need to first get the authorization status and then register. The documentation doesn't say that. I think you can do them asynchronously. But since I don't have access to an iOS device, I mean to a Mac actually, to test this code, I won't make the change. I assume it has to be done this way. So you should name functions based on the goal. The goal is to register for remote notification. Getting the status is just a step towards the goal. So it should not be get, it should be register. Let's take care of that. Okay, great. This is a private func actually. We don't need this search. Oh, that's it. The code is even commented out. So it doesn't even matter. We should look at getting rid of it. I don't even know why it's commented out, but ah, okay. This is not there. This is a getter. This is a getter. Yeah, we need to look at this. I mean, this can be an extension function if you look at the call side. So get pixel buffer with pool actually should be from pool, and it is force unwrapped here. So this does not need to return an optional type. In fact, we are already checking here. So that gets rid of this. Basically, functions, when you define a function, think about the call side and ask how it can be simplified or improved. Now, other thing we should look at here is, yeah, can we make it an extension function? Don't we already have one? Oh, oh, we do have one. So we seem to have a redundant one. So you have a nil, you're creating it. If it is nil, you're returning it. Isn't this the same code here? You have a variable allocating CV pixel buffer pool create pixel buffer. CV pixel buffer pool create pixel buffer nil self nil and then the pool and then the buffer is same thing here. I think nil will have the effect of this. Let's see. Yeah, pass null to use the default allocator. Not create it. Error. I like obtain, it's a better word than get because there is a side effect. In fact, it's a multi-megabyte buffer, 8 MB or so, or more, 36, 48 MB. It's a 12 megapixel image and each of them has RGB and alpha. So it's a huge thing. It's far from side effect. So here you have the extension, you're creating it, running it. Here you're modifying it to use it. And poll could be null, so you first check. I mean, it won't be null because you have it should be used only for functions that return a value asynchronously, not for functions that have a side effect or functions, not functions that return a value synchronously. Great, and that brings us to the end of this refactoring video. Let us complete, mark this task as done, and I'll see you in the next video.